Good morning, people. I'm back. It's be a busy week. It's like third video in a couple of weeks here or less. It's a bit early in the morning here. Sun's just coming up. Anywho, got some more stuff to bring to your attention here, and that's what we're going to do. I hope to keep this short and sweet. To begin, there's a fellow out there, I believe his name is Keith, who was suggesting that we're suggesting that people get a power of attorney over the straw man. Let me make something clear here. We have never, ever, ever, ever said any such thing. I have no idea where he's getting that nonsense. He's also made some other comments about me, and all I can tell you about that is he and I have never met. And unless somebody's with me, 24/7 or hangs around with me from time to time, they know nothing about me at all. So more BS. I don't understand why people do that. Anyhow, the point of posting the video before this one, recoupment underway, Minister Finance is following our directives, cleaning up credit files. It is primarily for the people who do not know, in particular, the bit she mentioned about how they fund their operations, how they pay for roads. That was the whole point of uploading that video. That was my point of uploading it. I knew I'd get a lot of comments on it, and I did. I got numerous comments, and not one of them, not one made the comment about, well, geez, if this is how they pay for roads by tapping into our estates, then why can't I tap into my estate and pay for my own stuff? That's the whole point of it, right? So everybody missed the mark in all those comments. There's some really good comments, and other ones were just, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. It's like, I don't care. You missed the point. And the point being, if they can tap into our estates to fund their operations, to pay for roads, etc., then we can tap into our estates to fund our operations to pay for things. That's the key. That's the only key in that whole video. Again, recoupment underway, the video previous to this one. In other words, we get the benefit of our own gilt-edged credit. This is the objective of reclaiming your securities, by the way. And back to the power of attorney thing for a second here. The power of attorney had a specific purpose, and we explained that specific purpose in our Reclaim Your Securities package right from the get-go, the very first couple of meetings we had, how that came to be, why it came to be, and the purpose of it. Oops, making a mess here. Already had a cup of coffees. A little stronger than I usually have them, maybe, but I have the 1938 Hansards here from the Standing Committee on Banking and Commerce. Actually, we have a certified copy from the National Archives, and they talk right in there. Like Mr. Jock says, well, why can't the people get the benefit of their own gilt-edged credit? But this is what we're talking about here. But the whole Reclaim Your Securities thing is twofold. Well, let me just carry on here. But that is part of it, to get the benefit of your own gilt-edged credit rather than someone else or like the government getting. And you see, everybody's asleep at their home here. As long as we're asleep at their home, they're going to continue to tap into our states and do what they do. This is the shift of wealth. Well, things are happening. I recommend you go back and watch the video, Renewing the Mind video here on our YouTube channel. It's about 55 minutes. You hear me say at one point in that video, when I'm talking to my mentor, so in a sense, you are releasing your interest. This is what I said. And my mentor says, that's right. So the minister, excuse me, the minister of finance / treasurer can get to work for you. This is the whole point of reclaiming your securities. So he can be the trustee / securities intermediary rather than you performing those functions, rather than you bearing the burden of the legal and financial mumbo jumbo. This is the whole point of reclaiming your securities, to get to the point they are the trustee / securities intermediary working for you, carrying out your directives. Think about that. They got directors to build a road, well, they use that to tap into their estates. Well, anyhow, with respect to these directives, that is happening right now. It's happening. I can't, and I will not get into a whole bunch of detail here. I won't get into hardly any detail, quite frankly, here in a public forum. Ain't going to happen, which should be for obvious reasons. But the Department of Finance, this is in Canada, is carrying out the directives, is cleaning up the husband and the wife's credit reporting files, canceling court stuff, and there's other things going on again, and this can be seen online. So, not bogus. That's about it. Well, I can't say much more than that. But anyhow, the folks there have opened right up. So if you know what you're talking about, and just to speak the language, and the individual that's really spearheading all of this worked in an embassy, so she had a lot of insider information by the fact of working for an embassy. I think it was an embassy. But anyhow, and she understands the significance of words. So the folks there at the Minister of Finance have actually opened up and explaining some really good stuff. For example, a promissory note is a certificated security. The bills are uncertificated securities. And again, back to the words, and I'm just going to paraphrase here, but for example, you're sending a letter to a bank CEO or CFO. If you address it to him in his capacity as CFO, you'll get one response. But if you address it to him in his capacity as clerk, you get a different response. But you never knew that, did you? I'm not saying to write to the CFO. I'm not even saying it's a CFO. I'm just giving an example here. If you identify their title, as this, it gets one reaction. But if you use the term in this particular case, clerk, then now you're talking what are bankers, clerks, right? So yeah, they're providing a lot of really good information, but this girl here really knows her stuff, the language, the necessary language. So the folks, they're very, very helpful. And so this is getting through the door. This is getting to the other side that everybody's been thinking of, about dreaming about. How to get all this monkey financial mumbo jumbo nonsense off our backs and get these guys to perform and do their jobs. So yeah, if they can tap into our states to pay for the roads, we can tap into our states to pay for our own stuff. Get the benefit of our own gilt-edged credit. Now to you naysayers, I don't care. I don't care. This is why you need to have that the foundational package or Reclaim Your Securities package in place, because this is how you're claiming and releasing the interest. And they even said that in Ministry of Finance, because you released your interest. You see, you don't own any property in the country you're in, but you have an interest. And as long as you're hanging onto that interest, I'm not going to get into full details. It's all in our package. But as long as you're hanging on to that interest, then they can't do the job. But they're holding our estates, but we got the interest. You follow me here? So you release the interest to the holders, the custodians of our estates, to convert them from custodian to trustee / securities intermediary. Sorry, I'm frothing at the mouth here. I'm so excited. Actually, it's excited to get outside and take some pictures. I got a bunch of new camera gear here, and really got into photography the last few months. Deep. I love it. Shooting birds. I used to shoot birds with pellet guns. That was a long time ago. I don't do that anymore, and I regret that. But anyhow, now I'm taking their pictures. They actually pose. That's funny. Some of them. So yeah, where was I here? Hang on. So yeah, anyhow, I think I don't really have much more to add here. I just want to clarify that at no time ever have we suggested getting power of attorney over a straw man. Like, let's think about this. We got all kinds of videos on here about fictional beings. Like, we're going to get a power of attorney over a fictional being. Are you kidding me? And I hope this Keith guy's not the head of that group. Like some kind of knockoff Reclaim Your Securities group or whatever it is. I'm not even sure. I don't care. But yeah, so this is happening now. The Minister of Finance is carrying out the directives. Our direct, that's what you want, them to carry out your directives so they get to work for you. Now, there's another real key element here I really can't touch on, but they're aware of there's a lot of people sending in the packages to Reclaim Your Security stuff. And that office doesn't want to be swamped with all of this stuff coming in. Think about this. If a whole bunch of people start doing this, like one office is going to receive all this paperwork and do all this stuff. So they're making changes to banking to accommodate this. That's all I can say. I won't say anymore. And will be much more stuff in the future. We just had a brief meeting, what's today, Friday, 2 days ago, Wednesday, a Zoom meeting, touched on this a little bit here. Shared some insight with people, and the people know who I'm talking about with respect to who's spearheading all of this. Very sincere lady. But anyhow, so that's it, I believe. Let me just check my notes here and I'll get back to you. Yeah, that's about it. So like I say, I want to keep this short. I'm keeping this short. So yeah, I would recommend you go back and listen to the Renewing the Mind video on our YouTube channel here. It's a year and a half, 2 years ago to remember, but exactly. But it's here, 55 minutes, Renewing the Mind. Other than the full paperwork, it's all laid out right there. Right down to the directives so they can get to work for you. And once they're working for you, you got to give them the directives, right? Instructions. You have to tell them what you want done. Pretty straightforward. And then, like I say, that's happening right now. Love you. God bless. We'll be back. I don't know when we'll be back. Well, we'll be back when we're back. I'll be back when I'm back. Bring my baby back, baby back, baby up back. Bring my baby back, baby back, baby back. Love you. God bless. Later. God never fails. Keep smiling. Take care.